Welcome students. So in previous chapter we discussed about the first our question, what is democracy? And in that particular question the answer is meaning of democracy and different features of democracy, and last we discuss a broader summary of democracy. Okay. So now the next question in this our particular chapter is why democracy? Okay. So why we follow the democracy? Every time there is a question that lots of the country in the world there is a democracy right now, and most of the countries are preferring to be a democratic country because there are lots of things which are very good for the common people. Okay, so again question same, why democracy? What are the things that people are going to follow the democracy, or they are giving the favor to a democracy? So to find the answer of this question, first we will see the things, the bad things of democracy and good things of democracy. Because there is every time there is a two part of one thing, right and wrong, black and white. Okay. So in democracy also there are lots of things which are not very good, but there are lots of things which are very good. Okay. So now we will find out that why we should follow democracy. What are the reasons that most of the country in this modern world are following this form of government? Okay. So first we will see what are the demerits. Demerits means what are the things which are not good in democracy. Demerits जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं कमियां, failures of democracy. Okay. Why people are not saying that democracy is good? What are the reasons they are giving that democracy is not good for us? Okay. So in this demerit of democracy, first what the people are saying, that in democracy there is an instability. Instability, according to them, that every 5 years the government is changing because of election. So there is an instability in a country. Country cannot follow the path of success because of this instability. There is no stability in the country. This is the argument for the most of the people regarding democracy. Second thing for which they are used to criticize democracy is that in democracy everything depends on the competition. Who will win the election, and for winning the election people used to play a game of power, muscle and money power. People use more and more money and muscles to win the election. They can do anything to win the election. So the next argument against democracy, that in democracy there is nothing, only competition and power play. Politicians do everything to win the election. Okay. And the third, what they are saying, delay in decisions. That in democracy, government always delay. When the matter of coming to take the decision, government is always delay. Government is not quick to take the decision. This is the next failure or criticism of democracy, that in democracy there is a delay in decision making. Next, unawareness among leaders, that leaders are not aware what is good for their that particular area, from which area they are coming to be as a representative. They did not know the ground root problem of that particular area. They are unaware about the demands of people, because they use only muscle power to win the election, to be a part of government, but they did not know about the common needs of a people. So there was unawareness among the leaders. What the good things are essential for the people, they didn't know. Okay. Next thing, corruption. That in democracy there is lots of corruption. People, to win the election or to come in power, do all the bad things they can do. So again, the next criticism of democracy is corruption. Okay, always every 5 years when there is an election, there is lots of corruption. Okay, and the next criticism or failure or demerit, you can say, unawareness among the people, that most of the people in peoples in democracy did not know what is good for them, what is good for them, or what they have to do and what they have to not do. Most of the time people just listen to someone and cast their vote. And sometimes this also happens that people just go and cast their vote. They did not think which is good and which is a right candidate for them or not a right candidate. Okay, so unawareness is also there in among the people. So the people, those who are against democracy, they used to say that there is awareness among the unawareness among the common people. That's why democracy is not a very good form of government. Okay, so all these demerits are already written in your book, page number 32. Okay, now again the question again come the same, is all these demerits which the people are claiming are right? So according to a book, they are saying that democracy is just a form of government. Democracy is not a particular thing by which you can solve all the problems. Democracy can only show you the way to go on that way. Now how you choose your path, this depends on you. How you choose your leaders, this depends on you. So that's why we cannot say that democracy is a thing in which our all problems are solved. Lots of problems are there in democracy. Okay, there are lots of arguments that democracy is not a good form of government. But what is the main thing? Why democracy? What are the things by which we can follow and say that democracy is a good? Because there are these things by which we can say democracy is good. Okay. Earlier I told you that everything has a two part, right and wrong, black and white. Similarly, when there are lots of failures or demerit of democracy, then there are lots of merit is also. There are lots of good things in a democracy. Only that's why most of the country are now following this particular form of government. Right now we can say 80 to 90% countries of the world are following this form of government, means they are following the democratic path. Because they know by on going this particular democratic path, they can make their country more developed. So now we will discuss the merits of democracy. So the very first merit of democracy is accountable form of government. That in democracy, the good thing is that government is always accountable towards its people. Okay. Now here given you an example of China and India. That in 1958-61 there is a famine in China and lots of people died due to starvation. They did not get right amount of food, so people died. Now coming to India, at that particular time, means on 1958 to 61, India is also not in a very good economic condition or a very developed condition, because we are coming after our independence. So India's economy is also not very good. But the government of India deal the problem of crop crisis very effectively. And what is the reason for that? That the government of our country is accountable towards the need of people. Okay, and due to that particular reason, there is no such a famine or such a death in our country after independence, because government is accountable. Whenever there is a problem, government is there to solve the problem. So that is called accountability. So the first merit of democracy, that it is the accountable form of government, always respond towards the need of the people. Whenever there is a demand of anything, government used to respond. Okay. So you can see on page number 33 in bold letters, there is a given full definition of this particular point, that a democratic government is better because it is more accountable form of government. In democracy, government always respond towards the need of people. Okay. Now the second argument, quality of decision making. We read in this demerit of democracy that delay in decision. They are saying that in a democracy there is a delay. Now, the merit of democracy, quality of decision making is very good in democracy. Why? Because in democracy, when the decision is coming from lots of process, when government has to take decision, all the government officers, all the leaders put together and they think again and again, they do the debate and discussion. Okay, and when lots of people are thinking for one thing, the result is always very good. Okay, all the people are thinking all the ifs and buts of different type of peoples. Though the decision is coming little delay, but when the decision is coming, the decision is always accepted by all the peoples. Why? Because all the people representative are there. They think right and wrong and all the things of that particular issue. So the argument that there is a delay in decision, it is right. But after the decisions come, that is more better in comparison to quick decision. So the second argument in favor of democracy is that democracy can improve the quality of decision making. Okay. Now the third, easy dealing with conflicts. That democracy is a form of government in which we can solve our problems. There is a problem in every society, in every family, in every group. But what happened? Do we fight with each other or do we solve our problem by the talking to each other? So in democracy, in this particular form of government, it is a good thing that we can sit together, talk to each other, and we can solve our problems or conflict. We don't need to be fight with each other. There is a space to be communicate our things which we are need to be solved. Okay, this is written in your book that in a democracy, different type of people, different group of people, different religions of people used to live. But when there is a problem, they can solve their problem very easily because we have a method to talk to each other, to negotiate with each other. Okay, so we can say that in democracy, we can easily deal with any conflict. We can overcome our any conflict by talking to each other or negotiating with each other. Next merit of democracy, enhance the dignity of citizens. As we read earlier that in democracy, one vote, one person, one value, the same thing is there. That all the citizens in a country have a dignity. They have a right to cast their vote. They have a right to go and choose whatever leader they want. Okay. So we can say that in democracy, people, either the rich or the poor, educated or literate, everyone have equal rights. And these rights are given not by the government, these rights are given by the constitution. So in a democracy, it is a very good thing that the dignity of a citizen is maintained. Okay. And the last, correction of mistakes. We cannot say that democracy is just like a thing which can do anything. No, there are lots of mistakes happen in democracy. But what is the good thing in democracy? That at the time of election, we can correct what the mistaken we have done. Okay, so at that time we can change our government. So we have a time to correct our mistake. Okay, and the main important thing in democracy is that in democracy we cannot hide our mistakes. Any time, any day, any year, the mistakes are not hidden. They just come out. Okay. So when these mistakes come out, then we can change our rulers. And this particular thing is not happen in non-democratic. In non-democratic government, once the ruler is there, you cannot remove it. But in democracy, we can correct our mistake, that if we have chosen a bad ruler or are not a good ruler, we can change it. So what we can say that though there are lots of demerit, but there are lots of merit also. So by following all these merits, we can follow the path of democracy. Okay. And the last topic which coming in your book is broader meaning of democracy. Okay. Already we have read that democracy is a form of government in which rulers are elected by the common people. After we have read lots of features, then merit and demerit. Now the question is, and then what is democracy? So in modern democracy, we are involving most of the common people in our decision making. Okay. So in modern democracy, it is not possible that all the people of a country can sit one place and take the decision. Okay. This is not possible in the today's democracy. So what we do? We choose our representatives. And these representatives on behalf of us govern the country. Okay. And plus these elected representatives are very skillful to solve the problems. As a common citizen, we don't know how to solve their problems. So these people are able to solve their problems, take the country on a development path, or you can say the country will be more developed. Okay. So when you read the chapter, and there are lots of examples, by reading these examples you can make a difference between democratic and a non-democratic government. So read the chapter again and again. You can able to understood what are there in this particular chapter. Do all the exercise given in a chapter. Okay.